Yeah, hi. This video is going to help you understand how to make a helpful recommendation using the QM rubric. So writing a helpful recommendation. So first we're thinking about the actual QM standard. It is really important that all of your recommendations are based off of the QM standard at mentioned there. Next would be an annotation. You want to make sure that your annotation is informed by the rubric and that you're not providing your own personal opinion but basing your comments off of the annotation. Next, you want to make sure to use specific evidence from the course. So if this specific evidence from the course is being kind of anchored in the annotation per the standard, then you're on your way. Lastly, you want to make sure that you are providing feedback with good characteristics, as I would say. And these are constructive, specific, measurable, sensitive, and balanced. I think those deserve a little bit more explanation, so let's go there. So if you're looking at these characteristics that you're providing with your feedback, you want to make sure that they're constructive. That means you're offering solutions and not just identifying a problem. You're making sure they're specific. If you're saying exactly what they should be doing versus something that's very loose and not as attainable for them to understand. Next, it should be measurable. So begin with an action verb that describes a specific, suggestion that you could actually observe or evaluate or check off a box there. Next, should be sensitive. Avoid negative language and making judgment calls and value statements. Making sure to keep on a positive note. And I think that really links to balance. If you're pointing out strengths as well as weaknesses and pointing out strengths in a way that just is saying what they can do and what they've done well, it's different than saying what they're not doing well and what they didn't do. So here's an example of a helpful recommendation. Review Standard 2.2 communicates that the module unit learning objective or competencies describe outcomes that are measurable and consistent with the course level objectives or competencies. And reviewing your course, I noted that your outcomes were present. It was great to see that they all complemented each other and linked to the course level objectives. What is not as clear to me is how the unit outcomes could be measured. For example, you list that students will be able to evaluate situations using sociological theory. Articulating the unit objective more specifically could make it explicit to your learner how they will be able to be evaluated. Your objective could be or read something like students will be able to use symbolic interactionism theory and critical theory to evaluate situations. So let's look at this. As you can see, this is constructive. Articulating the unit objective as more specific could make it. That's a constructive feedback, as you can see right here. And it's also very specific. Your objective could read something like, that's a very specific example. And then if you look again, articulating that the unit objective, if they were to do this, I could measure whether they did this or not. And the next you'll see right here, what is not clear to me, if I could have very well said that, oh, this does not meet the standard, or this is not good quality, or you did a poor job, but I am speaking in a language that's sensitive. And the last but not least, I think overall, if you're pointing out strengths and weaknesses as this example does, it's balanced. So thank you. Hopefully this is a little bit more clear view for you on how to make a helpful recommendation.